Today we're going to talk about my knockout roses, which have kind of been a big disappointment. I had a dream rose garden of what it might be when we moved to the new house, but it just has not panned out. I thought I would be Queen of the Roses. But these roses just did not turn out like I thought they would be. The roses are a pretty red color. It's a real scarlet red. They were all labeled, or at least most that I could find, Rad Raz, but they just were labeled as not needing very much care, and it seemed like they bloomed, but then if you didn't go in and deadhead, then you were not going to have continuously blooming roses like I thought there would be. I've not grown roses previously, so I have no experience with them. I did a long time ago have a rambling rose, but I just let that ramble until it finally just gave up and died. Now, we water frequently, 4 days a week. They're watered, so I don't think it's lack of water. They're supposed to be disease and pest resistant, so I depended on that. But all I would get is a bloom and then those weird, I called them rose buds, but I guess they're not really the buds, and they don't look what I would call rose hips, just the little straggly little star-shaped dried up piece that's left when the rose is finished. So I don't think it has a disease. I looked up that rosette's disease, and that red portion that shows on the rose bushes that I have is the new growth as I understand it. But this is basically my problem with these roses. And if you can advise me differently, I'd sure appreciate hearing about that, because I'm just not pleased with them. There are about 16 growing along the deck. I thought they'd be real pretty as a backdrop or forefront for the hypertufa pots, but it's just not panned out. So needless to say, I've been very disappointed. And again, they're a pretty color. Some of my pictures aren't very good of them, but you tell me what you think. Have you had trouble with these knockout roses? Are they panned up to what they say they should be? This is mostly what my roses looked like through the summer. They bloom and then they keep these dried up buds when I thought this type of a rose was self-cleaning. It just makes the whole rose look awful. Now here's another view of a rose bush that I thought would look very pretty with my hypertufa troughs. But again, it's just typically a mass of the dried up rose buds, I guess you call that. I have a lot of new growth here. Sorry, we're getting a little bit of setting sun here, but it just did not look like what my expectations were. And the Japanese beetle has feasted. These rose bushes blooming in different areas around town. I saw some when I was most recently at the doctor's office. Here you can see in front of the building, in front of the parking lot, there were a lot of the rose bushes, but you see that they're the same thing, kind of scraggly and unkempt looking, and I'm sure these have to be taken care of by a landscape company. You know, maybe they don't religiously attend to it, but they just aren't pretty. Not what I would expect a rose bush to look like, at least a well-kept rose bush. So I'm really disappointed in mine. I am really seriously considering at the end of the season, I'm going to dig them all up and get rid of them because I just don't like them. They say that they're considered drought, disease, and pest resistant, completely resistant to rose black spot. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these rose bushes other than to just go ahead, take my disappointment, and bye-bye knockout roses. I'm not fond of those thorns to step on, so when I go in there and weed, I don't like that, so I'm planning on getting rid of them. I found a lot of effort when we got back from vacation from these roses. They tried to look real pretty to get me to change my mind, but I'm not going to change my mind. They're still out of here at the end of the season. Thanks for watching, and I really appreciate you coming back to see my videos time after time.